Can you just feel the joy? Well, an exciting new feature for the holiday season begins today, and it's called Beach Studio. What we'll be doing is taking you to beaches across South Africa, exploring everything from beach trends to beach safety. Well, this morning we kick off in Cape Town. Our reporter Karyn Maughan is at Monwabisi Beach in Khayelitysha. Good morning to you, Karyn. I'm going to need you to pretend like you're not having as good a time as you are actually having. So the rest of us who are still at work don't feel too bad about our lives right now.
I know many of our viewers will be used to seeing me in courtrooms and at crime scenes, but this is a very pleasant change for me. Of course, this beach on New Year's Day last year recording 25,000 people. It underwent an upgrade in 2014. It's beautiful. Just to the side, which I can't really show you at this point, there's a container with 6 lifeguards, shark spotters. They've got a very sophisticated system for keeping track of little children on this beach. And to really take us through some of the very inventive ways the city of Cape Town is trying to manage this key issue of holiday safety over this festive season, I'm joined by Richard Bosman, who is the Executive Director for Safety and Security in the Western Cape, for Cape Town. I mean, it's quite a big job that you've got here. I mean, what are the key areas of focus that you really try and address over the festive season?
Yes. From the city side, obviously we try and look at everything, beach safety, road safety. We're on the beach, so let's start here. Very much an integrated operation. You've said we've got the lifeguards on the beach, we've got shark spotters, we've got people working for us dealing with identity kids so we don't have lost kids at the end of the day. We look at cleanliness. As you can see, the beach is spotless behind us, very important in those not busy. Also looking at our ablution facilities, the quality of it. We want to make people's experience as pleasant as possible, and the focus is on managing the beach as best as we can.
Richard, you know, one of the main issues that's come up over this festive season is the amount of alcohol that the city of Cape Town has actually confiscated from people. And as I understand from you speaking previously, it's a record amount. Can you give us some details?
Yes, Karyn, you're correct. From the 1st to the 21st, which was yesterday, we've taken off more than 9,000 bottles of alcohol on the beach, which is over 6,000 litres. That's thrice the amount last year at the same corresponding time. Where the money is coming from, we don't know. I must also say it's not all on the beach. It's been at some of our events, but most of it has been on the beach. We expect more, New Year's and Boxing Day, and we really want to encourage people not to come to the beach with alcohol. We are going to confiscate it. You are going to get fined. So that 1,000 rand you spend on a bottle of brandy, we're going to take it off. It affects beach safety, it affects your children, it affects behavior on the beach. So we're really urging people, please do not come to the beach.
You were talking about the very inventive ways people use. I mean, it's not funny, but
yeah.
to disguise their alcohol. Can you give us some stories about that?
Unfortunately, it's true. Yeah. People have put alcohol in the baby bottles because they know the guys don't check baby bottles. They freeze it in what you call in the Western Cape a bunny lick or bompy, and it gets soft during the day. We even caught a vendor at Camps Bay last year selling beers as part of his own income generating scheme. So people have all different ways. Ladies come to the beach and you maybe assume that they're pregnant because they've got 2 or 3 pups up taped to the stomach, and they become unpregnant during the course of the day. So there's this desperation to have alcohol on the beach, and we do really try our best to get rid of it. Most people are very positive towards us. They say it makes the day more pleasant, it makes the day more safer, but people find new ways. They freeze the stuff, bunny licks, they mix it with water. Some of them come to the beach with it, as I said, in baby bottles or in bunny licks. Chip packets, they put it inside the chip packets, so the chips are at the top and the bunny lick is at the bottom.
Amazing. But I mean, it's on some levels it might be humorous, but the consequences are very, very dire. We know that over the festive season we see record levels of domestic abuse. We see a lot of violence, a lot of particularly intimate femicides, violence against children. How do you try and deal with that, or is alcohol really a focus for the city of Cape Town in dealing with that?
Yes, now obviously, you know, it is an issue, but the city's got these counselling centres that people go to for domestic violence. But you're all right, alcohol plays a huge role in it. We even find it on the beach on Boxing Day, where families end up fighting with each other. And it's about grievances that have not been dealt with during the course of the year. And now that both of them have a dop or two in, obviously the freedom to express themselves. So we tend to find family disputes even being settled on the beach. It is an issue. Our Metro Police do assist the SAPs, but we want to urge people, you know, if there is domestic abuse taking place, you need to report it to the SAPs. You need to take responsibility, report it to the SAPs to prevent it. When it comes to alcohol on the beach, we've had one drowning at this beach already, and it was alcohol related. It's a traumatic time for the family, it's a traumatic time for beachgoers, and we always say to people, you don't need to have alcohol to enjoy yourself on the beach. The conditions are such that you could enjoy yourself already.
Absolutely. Now, you were talking to me, I mean, obviously a lot of people going back to the Eastern Cape for family events, they're sort of in and out, a lot of movement in and out of the city. But in terms of, you know, we've seen very, very scary numbers of road deaths so far. What is the city of Cape Town trying to do in terms of issues of roadworthiness, in terms of issues of drunk driving, those kinds of things, in trying to reduce those very, very terrifying numbers?
Yes, no, absolutely. I mean, we watch the stats nationally. We get the dashboard every day. We're not one of the worst affected yet. And I think one of our big initiatives is what we call Operation Exodus, where we look at all the public transport vehicles, especially at Joe Garber and Bellville interchange, where you have the long distance drivers. We check for roadworthies free of charge. We found more than 1,400 vehicles out of about 1,000 tested which were unroadworthy. It differs from smooth tires, which is very dangerous, not having proper handbrakes to indicate the lights not working. We do it free of charge. We send those people back. We get them to come back. If it's roadworthy, we put a sticker on it. It gets checked by the provincial traffic just before they get to the pass. So that's very much a good thing. We haven't had a serious incident in the metro for the last 6 years relating to public transport where a bus had a major accident because of defective tires. Our staff was strict, and I want to say also that the public transport operators are cooperating with us more and more because it's in the interest. We have also on occasions pulled the bus over and said, hold it, all the passengers are, this bus is going no further. From a drunk driving point of view, we've had more than 500 drunk driving arrests for this month. We've got roadblocks every day. If we find you drunk, we are going to arrest you. As I'm talking to you now, over this long weekend, we've got a series of roadblocks throughout the city. Boxing Day, a whole series of roadblocks. We find people drunk at 4 o'clock in the morning. We find people drunk at 12 o'clock a day and at 8 o'clock at night. We want to encourage people, don't do it, you've been silly, you're going to end up with a criminal record. It's going to affect future career possibilities for you also. And also you've been selfish. There's other people on the road who are safe, cars are roadworthy, you come along because you've been selfish, you take somebody else's life.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the amazing thing with the festive season is a time of togetherness, family, but there's also this dark side, and a lot of it is linked to alcohol consumption. But, you know, your big days on the beach are really, I would understand, Boxing Day, New Year's Day. I mean, what kind of numbers are you expecting on the beaches, and what kind of provisions are you making to manage that amount of people on the beach?
Yeah, you're right. Our big days are Boxing Day. Although if you look at next week, we've got two public holidays, Monday and Tuesday. So we expect both days very busy. New Year and second New Year. Just based on last year's, I was at New Year's Day, between Muizenberg and this beach, you had about 100,000 people on the beach. So what we do is we bring in extra law enforcement staff on the specialized units. They come to the beach. SAPs comes to deploy with us on the beach. Our lifeguards work extra long hours. They work until 8 o'clock at night. This beach at 6 o'clock on New Year's Day will have about 20,000 people on it. People don't leave early. We bring in extra cleansing staff. They work different shifts to make sure that the beaches are clean, that the toilets are picked up. Our identity people will also work late. Our disaster management center has got more than 400 active volunteers. And these people give out their time and effort and come to our beaches and spend the entire day helping with first aid, lost children, all sorts of incidents. So we push a huge amount of resources into the beach to make it as safe as possible.
On this issue of the identikits, you were telling me this is a system that's devised to help.
All right, we seem to be experiencing some sound difficulties there. Karyn Maughan is out on the beach all day. We'll try and pretend that we are not jealous. But I must say, after that interview, I'm never going to look at a baby bottle on the beach in the same light.